So, and the red light is on, and it would appear that we are live for the first time for 2016. So, there's nobody watching yet, but hello to everybody who's going to watch this pretty soon. My name is Tom, and I run Sorenzo Props, and I make props and cosplay and cool things that you can see in the background. This show is hopefully going to be a regular, possibly weekly thing, where I'm going to talk to prop and cosplay people from hopefully around the world who inspire me, and basically people that I dig and want to talk to and find out more about. And I'm going to talk to them for about an hour. We're going to have a few laughs, a few giggles, ask them some questions, and people that are viewing, like you, are entitled to ask questions too. There is a Q&A app if you're watching live, and you can submit a little question, and hopefully we'll get to answer that at the end of the day, or at the end of the hour, end of the day, man. This week, the first show, I am joined by Kenny Cosplay Stuff. Say hello, Kenny.
Hello, Kenny. I don't know why I said that.
Are you watching yourself on the screen? Right, I can just see every time you come up.
Yeah. My face light up. Oh, look, it's me.
I can't figure out if it's best to like just not have my face on, or if it's better because I've got a little smiley face on my camera here that I can sort of look at that rather than kind of go ooh. It's rude. But yes, Kenny is joining me live. Where are you based, Kenny? Where are you now?
I am by Reading, not far off Reading. Do you know Bracknell? You probably don't, but other people might know. So yeah, just down south, west of London-ish.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you're in your bedroom?
An hour away. Yes, I am. I have a garage to use, but it's really cold down there, and I like to be warm.
Excellent.
I'm from the equator.
Makes sense. Well, we have some guests joining us, which is a success. Yes, people are joining. It's probably just my mom and my girlfriend. So hi, Mom. Hi, Kitty. And I think we'll just get into it because I have been wanting to talk to you for a long time, and I've not had a chance to meet you at conventions yet. So I thought, let's get you on. Let's ask you some questions, get to know you a little bit. So
well, straight in. Should I bite the pillow?
Ready, brace. So my first question is going to be, who the fuck are you and what do you do?
Well, I am Kenny, as you introduced me, and what do I work as during the day? I work in IT. I basically sit at my desk, answer support calls, deal with databases, a bit of coding, so nothing artistic related at all. And in my spare time, cosplay I recently picked up in the last 2 years, I think, coming up to 3 years in October this year. So yeah, I'm not exactly new. I'm not exactly I haven't been doing it for ages, but I really enjoy it. So yeah, that's what I do now, all day, every day. Work, cosplay, sleep.
It's not a bad way to be, I think. Not a bad way to be. The creative juices will keep you young, I think. Answering my next question, I want to know about how you started out. And yeah, 3 years is a decent term, I think. So what actually got you into it? What made you decide I am going to start building costumes for myself?
I have absolutely no idea. My first Comic-Con was MCM May in London, and I had no idea what to expect. I thought if you went to Comic-Con, you have to dress up as something. So I bought a little cheap hoodie, like, you know, Desmond's from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And a little blade. I thought, well, it's something. I thought everyone had to dress up. So my friend took me there, actually, my friend Mince. And I thought, yeah, why the hell not give it a go? It would be like nerdy people everywhere, and I can look at comic books and look at cool stuff to buy. And as soon as I got there, I saw all of these people in massive armor and stuff like that, and I thought, I need me one of them. So I started researching. It's like, oh my god, it's like $2,000, $3,000 to buy a complete suit of armor. I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make it. How am I gonna make it? I just did a lot of research, and my first build was the Iron Man suit.
Yep.
Because I thought, oh my god, that looks awesome. I want to be one. So therefore I made one.
Excellent. So that was 3 years ago you went to MCM, yeah?
Yes, 2013.
Okay. And where, I'm assuming that the answer to this will be yes, but were you a geek before you went?
Well, I don't know. What do you count as a geek? I play a lot of games. I don't read much. as people perceive nerdiness to be, comic books and stuff. But I guess I like being on my computer, and I kind of am a hermit, if that counts.
Yeah, so it's always like hard to decide what's the definition of a geek, because I said for years that I wasn't really a geek, that I was just a geek enabler, and then like I started like correcting people about like comic books and stuff, and they're like, just admit it. No, like my first experience of cosplay, like seeing cosplayers out and about in real life, I was kind of looking over from across the street, kind of go, what the hell are they doing? Look at those. But now I'm kind of like, yay, I'm one of them.
Well, what started you off?
Which started me off in cosplay, or started me off with this?
Both, I guess. Cosplay, since we're on that topic.
Cosplay kind of came after the whole Sorenzo Props thing. I started making Daft Punk helmets because I always wanted to build a Daft Punk helmet, and I took a year off from uni, did a course in model making, and started making Daft Punk helmets because college were paying for all my materials, and I thought that was pretty
nice.
Sweet. So people like Volpin had just started out, and I was like, oh, I might put my work on the internet, and just might as well keep a blog, something to do. People started asking me more and more questions about how they could get their hands on them, and I kind of took it from there. Started Sorenzo Props, and then it was through I never knew anything about props and replicas and the RPF.com. And I realized there's a huge community of collectors and enthusiasts and geeks and stuff. And I was like, people are actually into this, and they're cool. They're allowed to be obsessed about these things, and no one judges them for it. It's pretty awesome. And that's cosplay. Like, I knew about cosplay. I knew the people dressed up at these things, but I never knew it was such a thing, So once I started getting like invited to like markets and mini cons and stuff to judge cosplay. I was like, right, I better actually give this a go. Put on a costume. So that was kind of me. Yeah, it's about 4 years now. Yep.
What was your first costume?
I made like an Adventure Time costume. So yeah, 6'6" guy dressed as a 10-year-old boy with
6'6". God,
yeah, huge dude. That was my first costume. So it was really simple. I made the sword. That was pretty cool. I made the back. I made everything. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And ever since then, I was just hooked. But trying to find time to dedicate to cosplay is always my difficulty, because this is my full-time job.
Yeah.
I need to pay the bills, and taking 3 weeks off to build a suit of armor, I'd love to do it, but rent needs to be paid and cats need to be fed and stuff. So where was I? We're getting okay, I'm seeing questions coming in. So there are people watching, Kenny. We've got 9 people, so that's 8 including my mum. Amazing. Questions are going to come in, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to like fire through for a wee while, and then see about answering questions. Might answer questions at the midway point and maybe again towards the end. But your questions are all there, guys, and I will get to them. I'll try and get through as many as possible midway and then towards the end. So we know about your start. We know about your first costume. I want to know about your competition entries, because I first saw you at London Super Comic Con in 2015. Yep. And you entered the competition there, which is called a Superstars? I can't remember what it's called. Championship?
Something like that. Yeah. London Super Comic Con Championships, I think it is.
Yeah, I can never remember the name of them. But you entered that, and I was really, really upset because I had entered that competition and I pulled out. And
why?
Really, because I had like bills to pay and I had work to do and I had to be responsible. But
adulting.
At the time, I was learning Dothraki. And had bought several cows, and was really, really excited about going down and shouting in a made-up foreign language and flexing. And then I realized that if I was to continue, I would probably go bankrupt and there'd be no more Sorenzo Props. So I had to like pull the plug. So I went down and watched people like you and Rossi Cobb dominate on stage, and I was like, well, I'm kind of glad I didn't enter now. I was like,
yeah, that was my first big stage experience. I've never entered, or firstly as a duo, and secondly not with an audience that big. What did I do? No, I did do War Machine on my own at MCM as like just for lols.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, because that was my first big big competition. Well, I didn't really think it was competition. I just wanted stage time, really.
Yeah.
Because
MCM's more of a masquerade, though, isn't it? It's kind of just
yeah,
walk on
yeah.
stage, pose for a bit.
No, there was music submitted and stuff.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
But
so
it's
I
not
thought that
performance.
would be something different to do.
Yeah.
And I just thought, well, it would be really nerve-wracking. And yeah, that's my first competition. And the second one even is LSCC, like you said, the first time you saw me, and I had no idea what to expect. And it was taking more of a serious competition.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot of cosplay competitions and did a lot of research, and it was scary. I didn't know what to expect because every competition is different, and yeah, I decided not to treat it as a serious competition because at the end of the day, everyone dresses up to have fun, and
Yeah.
yeah, that turned out pretty well for us.
Yeah. You what was the actual prize? Was second place or was it best
Yeah,
group?
second place.
Yeah.
Second place. Best group. I don't
You got
know.
a PS4, did you?
Fun?
You got a PS4 for that.
Yes, one each, and I sold it to make my second cosplay.
Sold
No,
it
it's
wood foam.
yes, yes. I mean, I would love to have a PS4 because I do like to game a lot, but money is more important because without the money, I can't make my next cosplay, which is Garen,
Yeah.
to help me enter something else. Because I really do like performing. I've never been good at it. I more or less failed drama in school, but it's really fun because the rush you get when you're on stage and when you get off stage, it's just amazing for me.
Yeah. So yeah, because that was the first time I sort of entered the competition myself. I didn't do
Yep.
it, but the performance is like 50% of the marks. So
Yes.
it's not about how awesome you can shape Warbler. It is about stage presence and actually preparing a piece. And you took a quite original. I don't know, it was quite original, but like you which I
Different
was
approach.
totally like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, I thought this is a serious like. There's a trip to Dragon Con at stake here, and
I
tell them.
didn't even know about that. I thought you just entered and I don't know. I didn't really know what you won. I just entered because it's like, oh, I want to do that, but you have to sign up beforehand and submit your own music. That sounds quite challenging
Yeah,
and fun. Yeah, I honestly didn't know what to expect. Uh, I was extremely surprised when we won. I thought, yeah, you know what? We're just gonna have so much fun, and we don't really care if we win or lose. So at the end, when they were announcing the winners, I basically just sat down and was prepared to leave
yeah.
because, like, yeah, it's never gonna be us. So when they announced it, we're like, what is going on? And it took us ages to figure out until people called us on stage. Like, oh, you guys get on. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, that's pretty cool. For the people who weren't there, why don't you tell them what your costume was and what your performance was?
Basically, me and Kerry, made Edge of Tomorrow. We watched the film, and Kerry, being woman, she liked the strong, independent female character, and I like massive suits of armor. So why not make it? And it's gonna be amazing. And it's got a sword and everything. It was a bit challenging making that armor actually, to make it so maneuverable. I think that was one of our selling points. We can
Yeah,
squat. Because when we were doing prejudging, that's another story. When we were doing prejudging, Yaya said, "Oh, you can wave and stuff in your armor. You're so maneuverable." And then the first thing I did was I squatted in front of her and opened both my legs. I'm like, "Oh God, why did I do that?"
that is funny.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a picture of it up.
Oh,
Uh,
what else did I do? Yes, the performance. We dressed up as Edge of Tomorrow, did a little speech, did a little fight, and then we danced to Cheeky Girls.
yeah, because I was like, what is going on here? So I've just got it up here now. Your costume. Who are you cosplaying with? Who is the girl?
Kerry Cosplay.
Kerry Cosplay. Yeah, I did.
Kerry Cosplays? Kerry's Cosplay? The one or the other. It has Kerry and Cosplay in it.
Yeah, so that should be the picture up now. I have my
Is that a tab for porn? Sorry.
tab for
I'm kidding.
porn.
One of your
No, I've got my
bookmarks.
tabs all on view, haven't I? No, I've taken all the porn ones off. I'll go get away from that. So yeah, because I was like, yeah, because I didn't get to watch the whole thing, so a lot of the performances I saw were really, really, really good. But they were really serious. You know, there's obviously a
Yeah,
lot.
we thought that when we were doing our research. Everyone's like so serious, and I don't know that some are so serious they're boring because it's a speech, a 2 minute long speech. Who wants to sit through a speech? And I know for a fact I have an extremely small attention span, so I need things happening everywhere.
Yeah.
But obviously, you can't have it too busy on stage because people won't know what to look at. So we thought, you know what? We should just do something completely different. And we thought it's never been done before because we haven't found it. But apparently, it's been done in a lot of places. So we're not that original after all. We thought we were at the time.
Girls or people just dancing midway through.
Yeah, because we thought, yeah, it would be like a shock factor. No one will be expecting it, so it would be funny. It made us laugh, so therefore, that would do.
I think that's the most important thing. Like, there are some people who are really competitive, and like, you know, I'm not going to say anything against that. But cosplay is like grown-ups dressing up. You know, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be.
It is.
It should
You get
like
the costume and the play. If you
it
have no
does
play, then it would
turn
just
into
be
hard work and a lot of stress and tears and stuff. But it is supposed to be fun at the end of the day. You are supposed to enjoy yourself, and I think that's probably what won the competition for you guys, because it was quite obvious that you were not there for a prize. You were just there to get up on stage and do your thing. You know. Well, no, I really enjoyed it. It was quite eye-opening. And oh, I just deleted all my questions. Oh, there they are. Hey. So so you've never really done the performance thing. You had another big competition after that, did you not, with your Garen cosplay?
Yes, there was Chappie as well, which was the Cosplay World Masters, which was the next big one for me, and oh, MCM as well, which I did Chappie.
Yeah.
With similar, more same music, same track.
Yeah.
Because they were quite close to each other, a couple of months apart.
What was the recent one that you won?
Recent one we qualified for was Euro Cosplay Gathering. Yeah, ECG.
Okay, excellent. Tell us about that one, because I saw your performance, and that was quite impressive.
That was basically the same sort of format, but it was so subtly different. It's still a serious bit and then breaking into dance.
Yeah.
And so, what about the performance did you want to know?
Because you had like a backing track with sound effects to match your movements. You had some sort of visualizations as well. I don't know, was it moving?
Oh, that one, the Cosplay World Masters on my own.
Yeah.
The one in Portugal, yes. That was the first time I had a use for a screen, so I had no idea what to expect. But for future note, if anyone gets to use a big screen, try and interact with the screen. So have a video playing you can interact with, and that makes it a lot more interesting. So I know that now for next time.
A dragon on it, wasn't it?
Yes. Basically, I was trying to tell a story. Like a skit needs to have a beginning, middle, and an end, like every story does. So at the start, I was quite defeated by Katarina.
Yeah.
Because if you watch League of Legends or know the lore of it, that would just be like a little Easter egg, pulling out Katarina blades. They've just been in the fight. And Garen has a very strong personality where he never gives up and he will fight till his last breath. So I tried to display that, did some stuff, fought a dragon, imaginary dragon. It's exactly how it sounds. Fight an imaginary dragon, then do a little speech and do what League players do best: spam taunt and spam dance and trash talk. But I cut out the trash talk, obviously, because you're not allowed to be rude, apparently.
Oh no.
So yeah, that was basically what my performance was.
Excellent.
If you guys do want to watch it, it's on my page somewhere.
Well, what I will try and do for the YouTube viewers, I will put show notes and I will try and link to as much as possible of the content we're talking about today. So if I can find links for these things, they will be down below in the description. So I want to know about how you work and what you build with. I'm assuming that you do a lot of work with foam, from what I can see from your photographs.
Yes.
So I'm assuming you did your Iron Man. You started off with foam, camping mats, floor mats, EVA. Yeah.
Yes.
So tell us
Yes.
about how you work, what you build with. Yeah, just tell us about that.
Right. My first Iron Man, I thought, you know what? People say foam, all this kind of foam and EVA is expensive, but now that I moved on a bit, EVA isn't as expensive as it seemed when I first started. I just started off with, you know, the blue camping rolls you
Yep.
get in camping shops?
Yep.
They are extremely like, well, blotchy and crap quality. It's not
Yep.
smooth at all. It's kind of like sandpaper face. But
Yep.
yeah. So I used that. That was extremely horrific, my first Iron Man. And it was all bumpy and it's not even shiny at all. But I discovered Plasti Dip, which broke my bank account, basically.
Sorry, there's
And
a phone ringing in the background, and it's not for me. It's a workshop phone. I don't know who's calling. Not here. Fuck off. Continue.
yeah, let's see what the camping mat. It was extremely rough, so I spent a lot of money on Plasti Dip. Basically, I did the build and I thought, you know what, that will pass. I'm really happy with this build. And I saw some pictures when I came back from Comic-Con. I didn't have the gloves on because I thought the gloves are difficult to make. It was my first build after all, so I didn't know what to do using the different like thickness of foam. So I just did camping mats everywhere. And it was awful. I looked at the pictures. So I thought, what can I do to smooth it? Did a lot of research and Plasti Dip, what do you call it, car body filler, which is a pain to use. A lot of sanding. I hate sanding. I hate sanding so much. Yeah. So Plasti Dip, it improved it a lot and it made it actually shiny. So I was quite happy with that suit until I wore it a few times, which, you know, foam, it wears and tears.
Yeah.
I started patching it with cardboard on the inside, patching it with body filler on the inside. It just, now it's in a corner somewhere, I think. Do you know Sneaky Zebra?
Yep.
Yeah, they took it for a shoot and that's the last I've heard of it. Yeah, I was planning on destroying it because for Edge of Tomorrow, it was an upgraded camping mat. Actually, I've got some foam here. Ugh, it's this puzzle mat I use now. This is my main sort of foam, and the rolls, which are a little, let's see, a little thinner, but same sort of pattern.
Yeah.
They're quite smooth. People call it EVA foam. I just call it mats. So technical people get. And there's just you know, floor mats for kids. No
Very
need to get technical,
scientific.
yeah.
Yeah. I
But
would understand it.
I use foam for most of my build. I did a little fabric work and wobbler for Garen. Actually, I've got some wobbler here. Making some shin pads. I'm still sanding at the moment. Don't know if, yeah, you can see it.
Yep.
Shin pads here made of wobbler and foam on the inside.
Okay, so that's foam with a warbler wrap. Yeah.
Yep. Wobbler is easier to use than people think it is, actually. It's
Yeah.
just literally a case of heating and molding, really.
Yeah.
So that's good. What
Nice.
else? That's about it. Just different thickness of foam, a little bit of fabric here and there. I've started to use acrylic for the next build for transparency. I'm getting
Okay.
a laser
Yeah.
cut at the moment, and I don't know how it's gonna go. It could go either really well or really bad. It's expensive. I didn't realize how expensive acrylic was.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really expensive products that you can get your
I
hands on.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
So have you any is there any areas of cosplay building that you're hoping to sort of delve more into to improve your skills to add
Always,
more adventure?
yes.
Yeah.
I
What's
would like
next on the list?
I would like to start fabric work. I need to actually get a sewing machine first. So that's one step. But um, I'm slowly getting the hang of foam. After 3 years, I'm still slowly getting the hang of it. There's
I
so
would
much I
say,
don't
judging by
know.
your costumes, you've got the hang of it pretty well, dude. I would
It
definitely
is
think.
just a literal case of that will do. I can manage to cut as many corners as I can with my work. Nobody can see it because it's all underarm. But if you really do look, like for example, the judges in Portugal did, that was horrific. The judging. I had to lift up both my arms. They had to check the underarm and said, "How many times have you worn this cosplay?" I'm like, 2 or 3. They're like, yeah, we can tell. Like, oh fucking hell, okay.
Wow.
So yeah, I've patched it with leather now on that underarm bit,
Yeah.
so it covers up all the wear and tear, which still suits the Garen theme, which I'll bring to LAGC come in the next couple of weeks, and LSCC again. You going to LSCC this time?
What, that is the end of February, isn't it?
Yes, second to last weekend.
I was intending to go to LSCC, but I am not going this year, unfortunately, because I am going to be in the next 3 weeks. I'm going to be in Paris, LA, and Dublin.
Oh wow, what you doing there?
Not go to London as well because I just won't be able to afford it. So I'm having to skip LSCC, unfortunately. So I don't think I'm getting into London until the summer. So I'm heading off for a little bit of a working vacation.
I see.
Yeah. So a little bit of fun and a little bit of work is what I'm hoping for. We'll see. I'm hoping to do some stuff out in LA, which should be prop and cosplay related, but more on that later. Don't want to give too much away just yet. But I'm kind of hoping that maybe I might do one of these shows from LA. That is the plan if I can manage it, but we will see. So no, I think we're going to have to wait until the summer until we actually meet face to face, which is a shame. But you're where do you work? What's your workspace like?
What is my workspace?
Told me
I
anyway.
work in my room mostly. I would show you actually. You know what? I don't care that much. Here, have a look at my work desk. Here you can see yourself.
Hey, it's me.
Oh, there we go. And you see my dinner plates. And this is my desk. I move my screen right back when I work. So I have this little piece of MDF wood, which I just swap around every couple of months. This is getting to the end of its life now, so I'm just going to turn it around and then flip it over afterwards. And my floor, which is just full of foam right now. Apart from that, my room is completely empty, and I have a little garage space,
Okay.
which I have a sander and a couple more MDF sheets of wood for a desk, and I think that's about it. Just storage, really.
Yeah.
I only need one desk, to be honest.
Can be quite clean. You know, warbler foam can be done in a bedroom or a living room, which is quite nice. You don't have to be somewhere where you can make a lot of dust and noise and mess. But I think painting and sanding does need to be done.
Yeah. And gluing. And gluing. I get dizzy when I glue in my room. So kids, if you're doing it, don't do it.
Yeah,
not in your room.
That's part of the fun, but I didn't say that.
You can get away with hot glue in your room, but it does smell, make it stink a lot.
Yeah, what sort of adhesives do you use for your foam?
I started off with heat gun, not heat gun,
hot glue.
Glue sticks, hot glue. I prefer the big one as opposed to the little ones.
Yes.
But obviously that isn't as tidy as it can be. You can get away with it still because it's quick, and if everything's on the inside, you want to glue bits to it to bulk it up. That's a quick thing I use in my room. Second one I use in my room is Impact.
Okay.
I'm sure everyone's seen it, right? Hopefully. Home base, everywhere sells it. And that I use in my room because it's only in a small quantity. You still get high off it, but try not to. The third one, actually, I've got, let me just, I'm in shorts. Let me just go grab it. I've got wireless headsets, so it's okay.
Oh, he's got his headphone on also, you can hear him.
Yes, I do. I'm coming back up. I just left this at the bottom of my stairs because I was gluing the doorway together. This stuff is the god of all glue for me. I got recommended by Artifacts when I was on their training course.
Yep.
And this is Alpha Fixafix.
Yep.
It is indestructible. I have tried.
The UK equivalent of, oh, what's it called now? What's the American one that they always go on about? Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. The name's gone. Yeah, there's an American adhesive that's a contact adhesive that they're always ranting and raving about, but that is the UK variation of it. And
yeah, I really like that one because you can sand it and it gives an extremely clean seam.
Yep, and I will put links to all that in the comments in the description below. So you have been doing this for a few years. You've had a few pretty epic costumes, I would say.
Thanks.
What is your dream project? Sort of no limitations. You've got the dream workshop, you've got the dream budget, you've got enough time. What would you like to build? Oh yeah,
God.
it was called Barge. Thank you, Holly. I thought I had a brain fart there. I couldn't think of it. Yeah. So dream project. What would you like to build?
I don't think I have a dream project because everything I dream of, I make it. I make it happen.
Okay.
First one was Iron Man. I thought, yeah, oh my God, that's going to be amazing. So I made it. And then I thought, oh my God, War Machine. I like that one because not many people make it, and it's got a massive gun. And I can compensate for nothing. So I made that one. And then Edge of Tomorrow because I love that film. I thought, yeah, let's make it. Now, what else? Garen. I thought I like playing Garen. It was my first champion when I played League. Made that one. Next one is Kha'Zix. He just looks amazing. Or from League.
Yeah, I think
it's called Mecha Kha'Zix.
Mecha Kha'Zix.
You can look that up, yeah.
Let me see if I can picture that.
The next one after that, I am extremely excited about the Hulkbuster. Hopefully, I will try and whip that one out.
Yeah.
How? I have no idea yet. It's gonna be crazy.
Okay, let me just get a picture of Mecha Kha'Zix up here. Is it like a big sort of robot winged dog?
Yeah, robot little bug.
Okay, and let me see. How do I flick it up here for you guys to see? Share. There we go. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. All right.
It's a metal bug. I like building armor, so and I've never made anything that's more like less human shape. So
Yeah.
that would be an interesting build because I struggled a lot with making the body shape right because it's so non-human but sort of human, if that makes sense. So breaking the body part up was difficult challenge for me.
So how do you work with regards to building your armor? I'm assuming you don't work from blueprints or Pepakura or anything like that.
I started off with Pepakura, but really quickly I discovered how unfitting the parts are. It might look amazing if you build the entire thing, but it will never fit me because obviously film proportions, game proportions, they're all completely like non-human. To have the perfect human body, you have to be non-human. So that was a lot of modifying and it was a lot of headache because everything turned out either too big, too small, too long, or whatever. And then I just started doing stuff freehand.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't because everything looks better when it's properly measured. But I just kind of go, that's about it. I'm going to stick this over here and glue stuff to it. So that's how I started, really. And that's everything after Iron Man, I think. Yeah, that was all freehand.
Do you draw any sort of patterns for yourself, or do you just kind of like get a lump of foam and just chop it until you think it's the right size and then stick it on?
Let me find some patterns. I glued two pieces of card together. I made a shape and drew circles on it. That's basically my pattern. Used once and throw it away. Keep the desk clean, keep my room tidy.
Okay.
So yeah, people always ask me for patterns, but I'm like, I don't have any. I'm sorry. But you must have for making. No, I'm really sorry. I just throw it all away. They're only made to fit once, and most of the time it doesn't fit, so you have to improvise over your patterns, which I probably shouldn't admit. No, I draw blueprint. Blueprint. My inner Asian coming out to play. Sorry, I know English. Anyways, blueprints is what I was looking for.
I prefer blueprints.
A blueprint. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I have a model actually of what I'm building. There you go.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So I took it apart and dissected it.
Do you plan on sort of taking blueprints from that, like figuring out shapes and sizes of pieces of foam and scaling them up, or from that model, or are you going to be thought that far ahead?
That's gonna. Oh, actually, I've got something to show. I've got the top half built on a mannequin, sort of. That's the back bit and stuff. I don't know if you can see it. So
yeah, that's quite a bit of progress.
It sort of fits. and it's all just guesstimation. Ugh, that's heavy. Or I'm just really weak. I think
That's
it's
awesome.
so yeah, it's all literally guesswork, and it sort of fits. It fits me. It probably won't fit anyone else.
Good. Well, you're the one who's going to wear it, eh?
Yeah, it is. It is like, yeah, it fits just. Because a lot of people ask if they can buy my suits. I'm like, well, firstly, I cut a lot of corners, so it's probably going to be shit and fall apart, and it probably won't fit you because it's fitted to me. So
just say yes. You want to buy it? Yes.
no, I do want them.
Have you got
Someone has
money?
bought.
You can buy.
So yes, I do want them. It's probably not going to fit them, but someone bought the War Machine anyways.
Okay. Buyer
So
beware.
yeah.
I've got one last question for you, and then I kind of might get through some of the questions that we've got. We've got
Yes.
got quite a few people watching, which is awesome. So my one question before I take some of the viewer questions is: cosplay, is it always going to be a hobby for you, or do you have any sort of greater ambitions for it? What's your kind of view on it as an art form for Kenny?
I think it's always going to be a hobby for me because I've said to myself I'm probably not going to take any commissions, or at least big commissions anyways, because I like cutting corners and I just want to get stuff done. I'm not that kind of guy who just spends 40, 90 or 100 hours on just one tiny little bit
Or you
detail,
like
which
me?
oh, do you do that? Well, this is why you can do it professionally and I can't.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Exactly why.
I don't know how I'm still doing it professionally, to be perfectly honest.
I cut so
3
many
days you
corners.
have to move past a single part. You're like, I'm still sanding this. So it's nearly pretty enough.
Do you like put any like signatures on your work?
Yeah, I brand all my work.
Yeah,
Um,
or on little places where people it's hard to see.
yeah, I don't actually have anything here, but yeah, part of my branding, I've got like a little kind of GIF. It's like the in-betweens of the Sorenzo logo,
Yeah.
and I have that. I put that on like photographs and stuff, but I've got that on some of my castings, so that
Yeah.
stays on it. Like Daft Punk helmets, I always put like big banner across the visor section because that gets cut away. So yeah, I always sort of try and brand my. I wanted to try and do more branding internally, so like if there's going to be something that they're not going to sand away if they buy a kit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always try and brand it so that's maybe in 100 years, there'll be an antique show and they'll be like, oh wow, look, it's the original Sorenzo.
I draw a dick on mine.
Yeah. I
It's
would
true.
draw a dick on them, but I'm trying to be a professional.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's me, so I do warn people because one of the swords I recently sold was a Katarina blade. It has patterns on the sword,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a dick cut out on it. I said, "Well, this one's I've got 3 to sell. 2 without the dick and 1 with the dick. People want to buy the one with the dick on it, so I don't know.
Give
People
them what
like
they want.
dicks.
People want to be. I think they just caught a glimpse of what you were doing there.
Nobody else saw it. It's okay.
So let's take a couple of questions. This is from John, and
Hi,
John
John.
runs J Cosplay Props. Are you familiar?
Should I be?
J Cosplay Props? I don't know. I'm just asking. He's a
I probably follow them. Wait, Jay Cosplay.
J Cosplay Props. Yep, does a lot of Fallout stuff. Pretty impressive. So he's currently
No,
building
I
a
can't
new
find them.
workshop in the south of Ireland. So his question is, hey there, guys. A question for you both. What do you find is the most challenging part of building a props or costume, or what skill would you like to improve in this new year? So Kenny, you take that first. I think we kind of touched on that, but like, let's expand on that question. So the most challenging part for building your props and new skill that you're going to nail this year.
Right. Most challenging thing is to work out what things go where, because I can only work so much off reference images, and most of the time the reference images I used, because I mostly build from games and things like that, they're quite low resolution,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of details that aren't there. So when you're making something, it might be exactly the same as the in-game model, but it's going to look pretty crappy in real life because it's just in game everything's just so small and it just loses a lot of details. So finding the correct details and finding the balance between too much detail and too plain that would be the most challenging for me.
Okay. And what skill would you like to improve upon or learn this year?
I would like to learn um, fabric, because that is definitely the most underappreciated thing in cosplay, I think, personally, because there's so much fabric techniques you can learn, sewing techniques by hand, by machine, that, well, people do, but people just glance over it because it's such a small detail. And obviously, building foam armor, for me, it's like, oh, it's really big, it's impressive, but it's just the same technique over and over again. And obviously, you can make it look better, but um, I would really like to learn how to fabric,
Yeah.
how to work with fabric.
So you mean like fully make a costume,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not no
Like,
armor, no foam, no warbler, just fabric and sewing and hands.
yes, there is this guy I know called Danny. I can't remember his page now. I should know it, but he's made Assassin's Creed outfit. It looks like it looks amazing, and it looks extremely detailed. The detail he puts in, it's authentic to that day and age when the game came out. Like, I don't know, the recent ones were like 1900 or 1700 or something like that, and he tries to be as authentic as possible, but a lot of the details and time he puts in, people just glance over because, oh, it's another Assassin's Creed costume. That's what people's mindsets are,
Yeah.
but it is just amazing when you look up close.
I find
So
it
that's
very
the sort of skill level I want to get to.
interesting that you say that your experience is that people tend to overlook fabric costumes, and they go more for the foam and warbler. Because my experience up this end of the world is that some people don't accept foam and warbler and building props and that as costume. They think it is basically a sewing competition, and there's some
Oh wow,
competitions
okay.
that I've judged that I don't want to judge in the future because that's how it's deemed. It's like if you haven't hand sewn your hem, it's
Oh
not a valid
wow.
entry. So it is interesting to hear that there's a different take, that you've got a different experience from the competition that you've entered, which is quite nice to hear. So it's not always the same as up here, but that's a limited experience. It's not everywhere. So thanks for that, John. I never really answered that, but it's about
Oh,
Kenny now.
what would you like to expand on this year?
This year I'm trying to do more prosthetics. I want to get into that side of things. I don't ever think I'm going to be an expert, working at Stan Winston or something like that. But I do want to try and expand more molding and casting techniques, casting in latex, casting in silicons, trying to figure out that side. More just sort of for personal interest. I don't ever see it being, sort of Sorenzo prosthetics or whatever. But I just have an interest. I'm currently sculpting Aleku for Star Wars. My girlfriend Kitty is doing Darth Talon cosplay. So I've offered my services to building that, which I'm quite excited about. So that's going to be sculpted in clay and then cast in plaster, or molded in plaster and cast in latex. So that's going to be quite interesting. And my challenges are finding time to actually make my own costumes. I have so many ideas, and so I've spent a lot of money buying parts and materials, and they're just sitting here waiting to, they're like, build me, build me. So yeah, but I'm trying to make more time for that this year. I've started my Patreon campaign. I'm hoping that will grow, and I'll have more time to build awesome stuff and not just stuff to pay the bills. So they are my challenges. Thanks for that, John. John also says hello to my mum, which is very nice of him. And we might as well get John's last question out of the way. Do you have any custom tools for working with foam? So have you developed your own tools or modified your own
Ooh.
tools?
No, I use bits of foam, like scrap foam for gluing. I guess that's custom every single piece I rip off. Lollipop sticks to spread glue. I don't know. I just use a lot of blades. When I say a lot, that is an understatement. This is one of my. Oh, I've gone through most of them already. This came in a pack of. Oh, I think I bought 1,000 or something Stanley blades. I just go through them. I can't be bothered to sharpen it because it just takes time and effort, and I can't be bothered really. Yeah, what do I use? I use knives. more knives, and a ruler and a Sharpie, basically. I should use pens for finer detail, but I use the Sharpie because
Sharpie.
I have lots of Sharpies. Do you have any custom tools?
I do. Did I find it? Oh shit! I thought I had one here. I've got my big box of foam cut-offs.
Ooh, I need to put mine in a box.
I've made 2 of them. I don't think I have one here. So what I've done, I did this a couple of months ago, and I've not had much use for it, but it does prove quite interesting. No, I've not got one, so I'll just grab a piece of this and show you. Oh, I found it! No, I didn't find it. So what I've done, you know, when you're trying to make, you know, armor, foam armor, you're trying to make something to fit you, and if you get like a measuring tape and you measure, you know, your wrist, it's going to give you whatever measurement. But foam has got a thickness. So what I've done is I've actually made a ruler out of foam. And then when you want to figure out how wide the opening should be for your hand, you can use the foam, and it gives that thickness. Which is,
you actually made a custom tool. I just use the bits you rip off on the side. Like you know these bits. I just kind of wrap it around my leg and go, oh, that would do.
I was experimenting with laser cutting foam.
Oh right,
So to make it a lot easier for doing patterns and stuff, and I laser cut a couple of rulers. I do a cosplay drop-in every month in Glasgow, which only started like a few months ago in the winter, so it wasn't the best time to start. So I'm hoping it's going to build up over the summer. But I was preparing like boxes of equipment and things and bits and pieces that we need for making cosplay. I thought this would be a really great one. So like people are like, oh, how big should I make it? And I'm like, well, here, use the ruler, use the foam ruler. So
that is a genius idea.
I'm pretty sure that it was Will from WM Armory who posted about that sometime last year. So I'm not going to claim that I invented that. I think I've seen maybe Bill Duran from Punish Props post about it as well. But it's a nice little custom foam tool made from foam too.
Yes, that would be a lot better than my ripping scrap off and just wrapping it around yourself. Because that's what I did for I think one of my arm guards. I wrapped a piece on, glued it together, wrapped a piece up here, glued it together, cut it in half, and just kind of just drew lines on it. So it just made a tube and shaped it from there.
We seem to have a slightly different working.
And this is why I should never do things professionally like you.
Oh, it fits.
Oh well, you know what? I got cling film here as well. I'm about to wrap my leg round to make a little template for my shin guards. So yeah, so that will do, and if it works for me, it just works. I can get by.
Let me see. So that was John, and John thanks us very much and wishes me good luck with the toilet, with the toilet leku. So let's select that. Thank you, John. And now Dave messaged quite early on in the show, and one wasn't a question. It was he totally agrees with the serious skits that we're talking about earlier on. Especially in the big contest, people are very conservative with their skits, and they need to have more fun.
It's difficult because I feel that people always talk about skits and people underappreciate how much time and effort people spend creating the skit. No matter how boring you think it is or how funny, how interesting you think it is, people spend a lot of time researching their characters, because you might find it's boring because let's say you haven't seen the anime or whatever, but people who've seen the anime will find it extremely good because they know what's going on, they know the backstory, they know everything. But the balance, the difficult balance is to get the balance between the two. You throw in some Easter eggs for people who've seen it, and for people who hasn't, they can still sort of relate and find a story within it. So yeah, that is tricky and difficult.
Totally agree. I've not had to prepare a performance. Like I said, for last year, I was learning Dothraki, which was quite fun. I was like in the gym, like trying not to shout. But that didn't last too long because I pulled out. But yeah, no, we see some of the effort, and like, you know, a 3-minute 3 minutes performance on paper
Yeah.
doesn't sound like a lot, but standing on a stage for 3 minutes, it feels like a lifetime, I can imagine.
Yeah, it really does. You watch the video back, you're like, hang on a minute, this was a lot longer in the practices.
So
But
Dave had another
over in
question.
Flash.
Oh, sorry. Dave had another question, and he wants to know about the ECG qualifiers. So
What about it?
he just says, tell us about the ECG qualifiers.
Um,
Give us a brief rundown of how
we got incredibly lucky, basically. We just got lucky this time. Because there were a few groups entering, and obviously a lot dropped out because people drop out all the time. Before the competitions, and it was down to 2 groups, and it was literally a 50-50% chance, and we just got extremely lucky, and we got through. Basically, the skit, we thought, yeah, we can do the same format because as LSCC, because it worked. What's not broken, don't try and fix it. And we enjoyed it. I had to watch NSYNC so many times to learn some of the dance, to pick the best dance moves to it. And it was relevant as well, but most people don't realize this because they are not really that into league or haven't been playing leagues that long. But we picked the songs that Garen danced to.
yeah.
Especially for my skit in Portugal, I picked the songs that Garen danced to and the old before the rework as well as new before the rework. But obviously nobody cares. It's just a dance. It matters to me, and it satisfies me finding something sort of relevant. So yeah, we did dancing. We did a fight scene. Kerry's headpiece nearly came off, but it managed to stay on, so that was okay. Oh, it was a relief. But I think we did the best we could do. Yeah, I think so. We had a lot of fun. Unlike, for example, LSCC, the first day of the skit, I was so unhappy because my costume fell apart.
Mhm.
My leg just came off basically, and it started flailing around. I think was that the day you went to on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, my leg started flailing around, but I thought, you know what, just ignore it and carry on. So
Cool.
on Sunday, that was the best skit we've ever done, and I don't think that was on camera, so I've never seen it. My costume stayed intact. The timings were spot on for us, and it was exactly like the practice, so I was happy about that. So yeah,
Excellent.
ECG, I was pretty happy about that. We were, yeah, more or less pretty damn close to the practice runs.
Awesome. Holly wants to know about your opinion on foreign cons because AC Cosplay
Foreign
World Cup in Portugal.
cons.
Yeah. So much of a difference?
Um, yes, actually. Well, the convention itself. So there are 2 aspects actually I want to answer. The first one is the convention itself. It's pretty small. It's small. It's small. It's kind of like 2 basketball courts put together, and it was in a little stadium. But the what do you call it? The Cosplay World Masters. That was just completely different because it was a different atmosphere. In the UK, everyone just stood backstage, and you feel like you're going to pass out because they put you in this tiny little box backstage and make you stand there for hours and hours. But this time in Portugal, there was a whole backstage walled off for us. It was extremely organized, so everyone had to be in their little separate boxes, and you're not allowed to leave the box just before the show starts. Um, and we had loads of space to like stretch our legs, for example. We don't feel like we're going to pass out because we can go outside, have access to outdoors, water, etc.
Okay.
Um, and everyone was extremely friendly. Not saying the UK isn't friendly, but in the UK, you have to make an effort to like speak to people when you're backstage. And if you don't speak to anyone, nobody's going to come up to you and say hi.
Yeah.
But it was completely different atmosphere. Maybe because all of us were kind of in the same boat um, at the competition. We didn't know each other. We didn't know anyone there, so everyone had to make an effort to make friends, and that was a really nice atmosphere, I think. And
Awesome.
came went in not knowing anyone, feeling extremely nervous. Came out with some lifelong friends.
Brilliant. That's exactly what you want from it.
Yep.
Awesome. So I have got a few more questions that I want to ask you.
Yes.
And what I'm thinking we might do for this is I might kind of do like a rapid sort of fire.
Right. Let me get my gear straight. Yes.
So don't want a big long story. Want you to kind of just sort of blurt out what first comes to mind. And the first one.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I knew this would be fun. So very quickly, who is your biggest influence or inspiration in the cosplay world?
Oh shit. Well, that's not a quick answer. Tabitha.
I'm looking for a name or two names.
Artifacts.
Artifacts. All right. Why?
They have taught me countless of stuff, and they're incredibly helpful. You can ask anything, anytime. They stream a lot. You just learn so much, or I learned so much from them.
Yeah.
Like to do with foam, there's just so many techniques you can learn. You can always learn more.
And you tune into the live streams regularly, yeah?
When I have time, when I'm on my lunch break, sometimes at work.
Okay.
When sometimes they do evening props, so I put it on in the background.
Awesome. So who have you recently discovered in the proper cosplay world that you think is shit hot? Someone who's just come on your radar. Just someone really cool that we should go look at right now.
Someone going to LSCC, Vamp Bite Me, I think Van Bit Me.
Bite Me. Vamp Bit Me, yeah.
Yeah, her armor build is incredible. I just saw her Gundam and just, oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think she's been kicking around for quite a few years now. So she's just on your radar, yeah.
I'm just so in my little shell because I don't know anything. I just go to cons, get drunk, come home, make another costume, go cons, get drunk, come home. So I'm not aware of anything anywhere.
You don't really pay attention to like what's going on, who's cool, who's not cool, who's like famous or whatever.
No, I don't give a fuck. What has them got being famous got anything to do with me?
Oh,
so yeah, I just like going to cons and dressing up in costumes and people going, at least it's people appreciating. That's a really nice feeling.
I think we need to make one of those stupid Facebook statuses that have been going around for the while. This is Kenny. Kenny just goes to
Kenny doesn't give a fuck.
Drama and bullshit. He's more like Kenny. Kenny doesn't care if you're famous.
No, yeah, her armor build. I literally just discovered her a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh my god, have you guys seen this?" Everyone's like, "Yeah, she's been around. She's got like millions of likes." I'm like, "Oh my god, she's got LSCC."
That's awesome. So, have you heard any rumors about yourself that are funny or interesting? Or
I'm a big dick. What?
I knew that was coming.
Oh yeah, it was coming everywhere, all over. You went right into that one.
There's no kids watching.
Have I heard any rumors about myself? No, nobody tells me anything, and I don't ask. Have you heard any rumors about me? I would be interested to know. Ooh. What? Oh yes, I have actually.
Oh, brilliant!
Someone linked me saying Kenny does the same shit all the time. I'm like, well, what's not broken, don't fix it. You know, you're not exactly gonna take down your front door to rebuild it because the new door is slightly cleaner, is it? I'm like, okay.
So that was a rumor.
If it works, if it gets boring, then I'll change it. I'm not bored yet, so.
Brilliant. Yeah, awesome. And what's your advice for people starting out, brand new, never cosplayed before, and are just kind of like you 4 years ago or 3 years ago, just want to know what it's all about and what they should do? What's your advice?
If you want something, make it. Just make it because it's not impossible. Other people who's made it before, so if other people hasn't made it before, then you're in luck. But someone must have made something similar before, and you can do it. Because I made Iron Man with absolutely zero knowledge. I've never took art. Well, actually, I did take art for GCSE, but I just kind of drew a stick man and just hang it on the wall. That's art. I just scraped a pass for that. But just do the research, and if you don't absolutely love that thing, don't bother making it, because you're going to spend months on something you hate. And whatever you love, you'll probably hate afterwards anyways, because either people spamming you with messages how you made it, or it's going to look shit, or it's going to you're just going to face it so many days and you just get sick of it. You're going to, if you don't really love it, you'll just hate it so quickly. It's just not even worth the time and effort. Just make sure you make something you like.
Awesome. I think that's sound advice for anybody starting out. And
good advice from me. What is this?
I know. I almost want to like finish on that note with like, you know, music, and it's kind of like deep ponderings of Kenny. So I hope this doesn't fall flat on its face, but you kind of said that you don't really care about anybody else and who's doing what and who's famous and what. But if you could, I'm going to expand it to beyond the realms of cosplay and convention going. But 3 people that you would like to, one person that you'd like to just hang out and have a beer with, one person you'd like to collaborate, and one person that you probably like would fangirl over. Could you name 3 people that would fit those categories?
Fangirl over Van Bit Me.
Okay. Are you gonna go see her at LSCC?
Yes, maybe. What was the other one? That was the fangirl. Who would like
just hang out and have a beer, bro down, collaborate, and then fangirl over. Yeah.
Who would I like to have a beer with? I don't know, anyone. Anyone who aren't retarded. Just anyone who likes to talk. Great, but just don't talk too much. Anyone who talks about stuff they enjoy and have passion for it. Anyone really. Oh, I can't think of anyone. That's just a sudden question. I should have prepared for this. You should have warned me.
Oh, that's the whole idea. Random fire questions, man.
Collaborate with oh, God knows. Bill Duran.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, I met him once last time, and he gave really good advice, and yeah. I think he would be really fun to work with.
He is a pretty sound guy. All right, I was hanging out with him at LSCC, and he knows his foam as well. So it would be.
Yes, he does. I bought his book, well, ebook, because he sold out of the other book, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Who would I like to have a beer with? I don't know.
Well, I hope you have a beer with me sometime.
Yes, I would like that.
I think many.
October, right? Are you going to October MCM?
I've not fully decided yet.
May?
This
You're
February.
not going your way, aren't you?
No. I've not fully. I will be. I want to come down for one of them. I'm not buying a ticket because I don't actually like that convention, but I do like hanging about in the fall.
No, they started walling stuff off, didn't they? Last time I didn't go to it in October, but they walled off the entire front bit of MCM, of Excel.
I did not hear this. So
yeah, you have to like. It's like, you know where the hotels are, Start? Yeah. They basically walled off everything there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might be rethinking what convention. Yeah. No, I want to get down to London for a con, so hopefully it's one where you are around.
Filming Comic Con? Yeah, I'm quite close to London. I go to London, Bournemouth. There's Reading Comic Con in November. Mm-hmm. If it's closer, maybe Birmingham. Well, closer for you, further for me. Yeah. Birmingham is as far as I've been so far.
Yeah.
And it's all that driving. It's just, I want to go to like Manchester, but I either have to drive up or take a plane.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do.
Bring an armor on the plane is a pain in the ass. Extra baggage and everything.
Well, that's it. Well, I don't know when I'm coming to London. I want to try and go to some like a smaller con that's not like epically huge somewhere around the UK. Right now, focus is getting back from LA without being broke, and then I'm planning on booking a ticket for Dragon Con because it's been like 5 years.
Everyone is going to Dragon Con this year. I really want to go.
Everyone's getting fed up of every August, September, watching all the amazing stuff come through.
I know. I really want to go.
So I am willing to sell parts of my body to pay for the plane ticket. I don't care. I'm doing it. End of story. It's going to happen. So yeah. So UK Con
Sell a kidney.
might have to sort of take a back seat this year, but I definitely want to go do something.
Next year, I'm definitely going to Dragon Con. Can't afford it this year. I will save up for next year.
Yeah, just sell one of your cosplays for like a ridiculous amount of money.
Oh my god, I wish I could, but I don't want to let go. Every time I let go of something as a prop or as a cosplay, I just I don't want to let go of it. I tried to give stupid prices, but obviously that's too stupid. Nobody will buy it. But sell it for the right price. I'm like, oh my god, but I spent so much time and effort to it. Do you not get that when you're making a prop as a commission, for example, and you get really attached to it? You go, oh my god, I spent so long on this and I really like it. I want it for myself.
If I was to charge what I think my props are worth, I wouldn't sell anything. So yeah, it can be quite difficult letting stuff go out the door. I do think I'm getting like decent money for them, but yeah, sometimes I'm like, man, just thinking about selling a cast for 100 quid is cool, but I think about like the 200 or 300 hours that went into getting that casting to come out so perfectly. Yeah. The amount of failed casts that I've done when I first started out, they had sleepless nights trying to figure out how to get it perfectly smooth and no airball and all that. Yeah, I should be charging a lot more, but unfortunately I can't.
I would like to visit your workshop and see how you do that molding, because I haven't even started to look at molding.
Oh,
that would be one of the ones.
Molding is, I'm so glad that I started off with the hardest task, doing Daft Punk helmets. I started off with like there was straight into platinum cure silicons and everything. It was crazy, but the learning curve was so steep, man. It was crazy, but I'm so glad I did it, But yeah, we'd love to have you up in Scotland. I don't know if you know this, but I have another company where I organize a cosplay convention. It's called CosCon.
Okay.
And fans of my work will know that. We had our first convention last year way up in Aberdeen, and it was a tiny little con. There was about 150, 200 people there, and it was absolutely electric. It was so good. We had Lex Cosplex, who entered LSCC with you. We had Roxy, who is City Dragon Cosplay, and Rossi Cobb. They came up, and a buddy of mine here in Glasgow, Mike, from what you see here, they were all guests, and we had a fantastic day. And we are currently organizing our second con. You okay? You just hovering? Yeah, can I help you?
I'm just wondering what you did with that massive melted chocolate.
No, don't mention the chocolate. Don't mention the chocolate. All right, bye-bye. So yeah, we're currently organizing our follow-up cons for 2016. So we should definitely keep an eye on that.
Yes, I do want to go to Belfast Comic Con as well. I can't remember what it's called.
The MCM or
no, the other one. It starts with an E and it has a K somewhere in there, and I can never pronounce it, so I just kind of let it slide.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that one. I need to look that one up, because I heard MCM is actually like MCM Belfast is one of the better MCMs to actually go to. People I would trust their opinion. So yeah, I want to.
It would be nice to take a week off as well, just to look around Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland's pretty cool, man. You'd enjoy it, especially if you like went sightseeing in your armor and stuff.
Do some epic photo shoots.
Oh,
I've never done a location actually in a weird location yet, so that would be extremely fun. Carrying something up a mountain,
Definitely. I think I'm all done with questions, man. I really enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No, it's been pretty awesome. So what we'll do is, do you have any questions you'd like to ask before we say goodbyes?
Yeah. Where did you find? Oh, you said for LSCC. Are you planning on entering any competitions?
Oh.
Would you like to? If not,
I have thought about it. I have thought about it. Just last year with the LSCC thing, I need to be more realistic and I need to plan. I am planning, I'm trying to put together a plan to start like a really big cosplay build, but to actually dedicate like 3 months to it and not have to worry about everything. So I'm waiting for a few things to fall in line before I can actually go ahead with that. And if that goes ahead, I'm going to like enter every competition. Like 3 months working on a cosplay. Need to make sure. And anybody's like, oh, he entered that competition last month with that. Like, I don't care.
That's the right attitude.
Yeah, no,
there's nothing in the rules. If it's frowned upon, who cares?
It's really nice getting to do this for a living, getting to make awesome stuff and post it around the world. But I don't get the actual. I rarely, when I go to cons, I get to walk around and get my photographs taken. It would be nice to actually get on stage and sort of have that kind of that moment sort of cataloged and journal that this is the time where I worked so hard towards it. Yeah,
it is definitely different.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm going to look into it, but I've got my list of. There's 3 big costume bills. They're all kind of slightly different costumes, focusing on different areas. And yeah, it's just trying to like negotiate everything that I'm doing. Running 2 companies, and I also mentor and do cosplay drop-ins and stuff. So trying to find that time is difficult. But the 2016 is about like condensing and organizing my shit now. Scheduling. My phone is like beeping every half hour, telling me you should be doing this right now. You should be doing that.
Organization is important.
Organization, man.
Here's another fun fact. Most people don't do this. Is to keep your cosplay desk as tidy as possible. Clear everything off it. Scrap foam, put it in a bin, put it in a box. Just keep your desk tidy. I started off with an extremely messy desk, but learned the hard way. Yeah. Everything's just so much easier to work and nicer.
Like over this side, you can see that it is a bit of a mess. Don't do this. But then if you look over here, you will see how your cosplay desk should look. That's what you're working on. That's my Fallout gun that I made in one day built last year, which I'm just displaying there for no reason whatsoever. So yeah, be tidy, be sensible, plan shit out, be good. Yeah, that was really awesome, dude.
Thank you.
So tell people where they can find you on all the various social media platforms.
I have Facebook, and I only use Facebook and the page because I haven't got around to using I have an Instagram account, but I only post one once in a blue moon, and Twitter as well. I don't really use. I just post once in a blue moon. So yeah, follow me on Facebook. I can't manage more than one things.
And all the links will be in the description, so you can find Kenny. So yeah, dude, thank you so much for joining. There are still people watching, which is amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show too. Like I said, I'm hoping that this is going to be a regular thing. I already have a few people on the list for the coming weeks. And this is all part of this massive Patreon campaign that I'm trying to do to free up more time in my schedule to do more stuff like this, talk to new people, do more videos, do more one-day builds and stuff. So if you haven't checked out my Patreon already and you like what we do here with me and Kenny and other cosplayers, and you like the videos that I've produced so far and you want to see more of them, how about going and checking out that link and helping out a little bit so that I can do more videos, more awesome costumes, and maybe enter some competitions and hopefully not lose to Kenny. So, guys, and till the next one, we'll see you then. So say bye-bye, Kenny.
Bye.
And we press stop.